I found my ducks going out into the other side of the yard. So as long as they don't get in my pool, I'm okay with it, you know? But I'm just curious on how they get in on the other side because they can't fly. So look at, they're out right here. And I just don't know how, is it through that hole? I think it's through this hole. Look at, so, I mean, that's fine. They can go eat all that stuff. That's perfect. The chickens do that too. That'd be great, but I don't know how they get in and out. I just don't know. Come on. Chickens have hops. It wasn't recording this whole time.
The chickens jump and get the green.
Yeah, I know. They can jump real high.
Yeah, it's funny.
They're like basketball players.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, look at it. Reminds me of they have hops like a basketball player. Anyways, my ducks are on the other side of this cross fencing, and I just want to know how they're doing it. I found a nest in these bushes. And I cleared it. But they're on the other side. They're just roaming, looking for food. They're eating all the bugs over there. That's fine. How they get back over here? Probably through this hole. Alright, well, I'm trying to see how they get back. Let's go water and see where they come from. I was wondering where they were. I was like, I don't see them out here. And they're gonna find places to nest that way, but as long as they know how to get back to the water, they'll always come back this way. If you keep the water over here, they should come back. You know? Alright. He's happy. He's like that other Drake is leaving his girl alone.
Jacked up. What's wrong with her eyes?
That's how she looks.
Oh.
She's not, you know,
It's scary.
she's 8 years old now.
Oh my God, look at her. Really?
Yes. And he is too. They're my oldest. She's a great grandma now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But they still are mating her. All of them are related. The ducks don't know any better.
They're 8 years old?
Yeah.
What's a duck's lifespan?
I don't know.
She looks all jacked up. Look at her eyes.
That's her coloring.
No, no.
Do you know that they make...
Spazzed out.
She's not spazzed out.
I like him. He looks cool. But
He's I think he's a khaki Campbell.
Oh.
But and like
mallard.
he's more mallard looking, but he doesn't have the white ring around his neck. But he has a little bit of white.
Oh, okay.
He has a little bit of white. Yeah. So they got, you know, the black duck, Daffy Duck.
Yeah.
She's a black Swede, and that's what the characters mimicked after, is that type of duck.
Hmm.
So.
Wow. So they've been together for 8. This is why he's peeing on the freaking.
I think pee's good for plants, right?
Oh, that's right. Huh? No, they'll burn them.
You're burning the plant, peeing all over
When they're
them.
young, they'll burn them.
Look at, they just talk to each other. But he's happy that they're far. The other ones are far away. And these ones are, look at, in the.
That's funny. Isn't it the mom and
the baby? I don't know where the baby is. Oh, right there. Look at, the baby's not a baby anymore.
No.
He's getting his plumage. But I still won't know if it's a drake or a hen because they have the same coloring until he goes into color, or based on the quack. The quack.
Or her, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The wings are tiny.
I have to pick it up to make it quack to see for sure. But right now it still has the baby chirp, so it's not quacking, it's just chirping. So, do you see? Do you see where they're coming? And that, the one that flies, I'm still not sure if it's a wild one or one of our own. You know, it's out there.
Outside?
I'm just...
That's probably where they followed that one. Probably followed it outside.
Yeah. We'll go see where they're at. Our tree's not doing so well. The tree is not doing so well. Look at, there's one green. One little green. This heat wave totally destroyed. But I still have signs of greenery. So hopefully it's not gone. Hopefully there's some life in it. Like, I need to see how they're getting in and out. I need to know that. But it's cooling down this week, thank goodness. Because, I mean, this heat, it was over 110 for days. And I'm losing my new trees. I lost 2, I think. So, right here, this one's gone. That one's gone. I'm pretty sure there's no green left to it. No green left to it. It's gone. My fig was struggling, but now, since it's cooled down, the green ones are turning to figs, so that's good. I'll water everything. If we could just stay under 100, everything will be fine. It's when we go over 100, it's so horrible for my plants. I just have to see how the ducks are getting on the other side of the field. I try to keep them confined to this field because this is the one close to the road, and I wanted them to eat it down for fire hazards, because you know how people smoke cigarettes and throw them out their window, and then before you know it, my field's on fire. So it's never happened, knock on wood, but that's why I try to keep them on this side to get the fields down, but they're pretty much down as much as they're gonna get, so that's fine. Let the ducks go that way now. They can eat that field. That field's a little tall. My tractor broke before we could finish mowing, so we gotta get a new one. Got to get a new tractor. Let's do the water with the bunny boop boop. So baby bunny boop boop's doing fine in this heat. Thank goodness for the shade tree in the house on this side, and the ice bottles, and I put ice in our water. There's a water bucket. I put ice in their water, and they just laid there and rode out the heat. They were good. So, and then I have my window open on this side for the bigger rabbit. She's just fatter. On this side, the swamp cooling air comes down here for her. I wet everything down. I'm gonna have to move the cages and rake underneath it soon, because she has her poop spot and I gotta move it. Okay. Let's see. They're going right under that. They are. They go under that hole. There's one more left. have to go under and they're not through this hole. I don't want to get too close and scare them. So smart. They like little holes like that. And there's a very small hole too. There it goes. Yep. There, they're all here. Huh. Well, just as long as they don't get in my pool, because that's another reason why I keep them on this side, because I don't want them finding a way in my pool. So, if that happens, I'd have to fence in the whole thing again. Alright. Well, this is my avocado tree. I think I lost it in the heat wave. These things are so sensitive when they're really little like this. This is my second one I tried planting. And the person at the garden center said, oh, his are in direct sun. They thrive in the heat. Well, you know what happened? I think this probably would have done fine. But when we planted this, the whole root ball fell apart, like completely, like there was no roots. It just fell apart. And so far that are one for sure gone, this one possibly gone, and then my cherry tree is struggling, so we'll see. Still has green leaves, so sign of life. The lime tree is bouncing back. It has some greenery on there. And this one fell apart too when we planted it. So the ones that fell apart when we planted are not doing so hot. So lesson learned, if that happens again, I'm just returning them right away. This one is bouncing back. This one almost, it's got a lot of yellow dead leaves on it, but the green's coming back. It's thirsty. Oh, it's the first year of plants, of trees, that you really have to just make sure they stay wet, watered every day. And after that, they pretty much can take care of themselves for a while. But it's just trying to get through this heat. Alright, so 3 days after Shandyn's real birthday, he comes to me and says, Mommy, Mommy, is this reality, Mommy? And I smelt his breath, and it smelled menacing, and that's always what happens when he starts with a flare-up, like always. And we had this IVIG specifically to keep him from that ever happening again, like to fix it. Cross your heart, hope to God, right? Well, we just had his big birthday party, so I was like really watching for that, because that's what happens every time we even see people. We go to family functions, he comes home, a week later he has a flare-up, and all these symptoms come crashing on him. Well, that was a test. It was a good test. His birthday party, and then a week later, like, this happens, but nothing else happened that day. Like, nothing happened. Just the medicine-y breath and him asking if this was reality. Now, part of the symptoms were, hallucinations at one time, and he hasn't had that in a while. So I was like, oh my gosh, I hope he's not having a flare-up at the beginning of one. But nothing happened, and I'm really happy about that. But then the next day, he started talking. Like, he's talking. I'm really happy about that. He's almost talking to like how he used to. He still is quiet, but he's talking a sentence every 30 minutes now. And still doing his sign language, but he's really talking, and I'm so excited. He said he feels like he's getting better, And he said he was really, sad to have lost all this time. He talks about that. So, but another thing, his OCD is down. He's not having to keep a rag he has this thing where he'd have to have a rag wet all the time before he does anything, wash his hands with his rag. He's not doing that. He's getting his hands wet with some water, like out of a cup, but not often. And then his repetitive things are decreasing, so that's good. I hope it's just not a temporary thing and it comes back. So I'll keep on vlogging about that, and hopefully it continues to improve, and hopefully no flare-ups, because that's like, I prayed to God that won't ever happen again, because he's been having them. Oh, the ducks. He's been having them very often since he was 13, so, and this is the longest he's gone without a flare-up. I'm just keep on praying. That's all I can do. All right. Okie dokie. So I have a couple dead trees I gotta pull up and return to Lowe's. So let's find the bucket. Let's find the bucket here for our plants. So we have, that's the lime one. I keep all the buckets just in case. Well, I don't think it has to be the exact bucket. They just said the plant, the dead plant, and the receipt. So Jujube Lang. Hold on, let's separate these thingies here. Alright, so we got our lime tree. We don't need to return. What is this one? Is this labeled? No. We got Jujube Lang. We don't need to return. We got Jujube Lee. And don't need a return. So I think I'll just use these two buckets. They aren't labeled, but I don't think it matters. Pears over here. Alright, we don't have it. These aren't labeled. Let's just dig up the old stuff, shall we? Let's go dig it up. We have 2 containers. I hope this cherry one, does it have green? It still has, so it has a little green right there. Can you see? Let's see if we can focus. Tiny bit of green. There's a little bits of green, and we still got some wick, small amounts of green. So I give these all a chance before I have to see if I can return them. They're still wick. So hopefully we get some green coming. There's green. If we don't get new growth on any of these, then we'll have to return that one as well. Alright, so let's set this right here and go dig us some trees up. That one. Now let's go pull up I'm pretty sure this avocado one is done for. So let's just go pull it up. See? Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. Let's pull this one up. The stem's no longer green. This is the one that fell apart. Watch out, doggy. Struggling too much. All right. We'll get some replacement plants and not put them in the ground though until this heat waves is over and we got fall coming. Whew. All right, so that's it. Oh, the feeder's off. Okie dokie, y'all. Don't forget us. Hey, shush it. Roxy, I'm trying to talk. Okie dokie, y'all. So that's it for this episode. Peace. Hey, don't forget to subscribe.